Hi everybody, it's Beautiful Sam. I'm enjoying my lunch here, and it dawned on me that some of y'all might not know how snakes eat. So I figured we'd do a feeding video on how snakes eat. So follow me on this journey as we go feed the snakes. Alright, so as you know guys, it is feeding day today. We're going to feed a few snakes. We're not going to feed all of them because we have way too many to feed today, but we're going to feed a few. This is where I keep my rats, in this freezer. As you see, this is what they eat. The reason I have to do that is because I can't remember. I have 20 some snakes, and when you have 20 some snakes, it is really hard to remember what they all eat. So we even have it written on the boxes. So today we're going to be feeding Hades, we're going to be feeding Rebel, we're going to be feeding Xerxes, we're going to be feeding Nissa, Dante, probably the new one, which I am calling Spike, and that's the ones we're going to be feeding. I will educate you on how a snake eats, why a snake eats. I will talk to you about what, hang on. I will talk to you about that snake. I will tell you why it eats, how it eats, and so forth. So here we go. Let's see. We need Rebel's food. So Rebel's food. We need Rebel's food. So Rebel gets one large rat. This is a large rat, people. See this thing? It's like a little phone. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Uh-huh. No. Uh-huh. Anyway, he's cute. Throw it in the bucket. In the bucket it goes. Now, when you want to defrost your rats, you want to use warm water in a bucket. You want to soak them. The reason you don't want to put them in the microwave is they'll blow up. You put them in the microwave, you turn them on, and they go boom, and they blow up. Not good. It's not a pretty sight. I mean, maybe I'll show you on camera one day. It is pretty fun to watch though. Alright. So, Rebel. Now we need Nissa. We need Nissa's food. Where is Nissa's food? Nissa. Nissa gets one large rat also. So right here is Miss Nissa's food. Hello, hello. Hi, how are you? Hi, my name is Old Rat Boy. Hi. Oh, he's so cute. See these guys? Alright. So now we're gonna feed Dante. Dante gets 2 medium rats. Dante should get a large rat, but the reason we can't give Dante a large rat because Dante is special, is the word I'm gonna use. Special. I don't know if I told you the story about Dante. I will have to go into that, but yeah, Dante is very, very special. So he can't eat a large rat. He can eat about 2 medium rats, and it takes him forever. I mean, forever to eat those rats, like literally. So this is a medium rat. See it? Medium rat. Okay. In the bucket. Another medium rat. In the bucket. Alright. Alright. Now we need Hades. No, Xerxes. Xerxes is the next one. Xerxes eats 1 medium rat. This is Xerxes' food. Medium rat. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever tried rat. I know there's a show called Naked and Afraid where they eat rats on there and stuff like that. I know Fear Factor they eat rats. I've actually tried a rat pinky. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. And it was really gross. I mean, it like made pop like jelly. It like popped in my mouth. It was literally like I don't know how to explain it. It was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me. Alright. And this is Hades' food. This is what they call a jumbo rat. Okay? This is what they call jumbo. This is like the sewer rats that you find in New York. These are like the rats that that live down by the creeks and the canals down in Florida. They also live down, the rivers in Kentucky. These are the rats of nightmares, okay? These are like the size of kittens. Alright, now we need the baby's food. We're gonna feed the baby. We're gonna feed Anubis. And no, we're not. We're gonna feed Kratos actually, and we're going to feed Spike. So, Kratos eats one of these things. This is a hopper. This is a mouse. It is not a rat. It is a big difference between a mouse and a rat. Rats are cool and smart and intelligent. Mice are mean, dude. Mice will bite the hell out of you. Although I do have a scar on my finger, if I can find it, from one of the worst rat bites I ever took in my life. It was horrible. I was crying like a little girl. I was literally crying like a little girl. I was screaming, and in fact, actually, it was funny because the little girl actually came and helped me get the rat off my finger because the rat was still holding on to my finger and wouldn't let go. And she had to come get the teeth out of my finger. So I was crying like a little girl, and the little girl came and helped me. So it was really funny. But this is a hopper. Alright, that's that. And now we're gonna feed Spike. That's, if you guys remember correctly, that is the new snake I got. It is a Colombian boa. He's a baby. He's a really cool snake, but he eats these things. This is a rat pinky. This is what I've eaten before. I have literally put this in my mouth like this. It's just the best thing in the world, guys. Like, literally. Anyway. Okay. So, we're going to let these defrost, and then we're going to start feeding. That's that. We're going to defrost rats. The rats should take, honestly, depending on how many rats you're thawing out, this is quite a few rats I'm thawing out at once. I normally thaw out more than this, but depending on how many rats you're thawing out, it should take about 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. After about 15 minutes, you want to check your water, make sure your water is still warm. You want to make sure that your water hasn't turned cold and that the rats are actually defrosting. Then you want to add more, you want to dump that water, add more water, and then you want to make sure. So, anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. Alright guys, we have thawed the rats out. They have been sitting for probably about 30 to 20 minutes. As you see, they're not hard anymore. They're soft. You can squeeze them. And this is why I have such success feeding frozen rats. A lot of people want to give their snakes a frozen rat soaking wet like this. That is not good. Would you want to eat this? I mean, first of all, you probably don't want to eat this anyway. I mean, some people do. I mean, I don't know. I think in countries that eat rats, I'm not really sure. But a snake generally doesn't want to eat something this wet. So I take my rat towel. This is the rat towel. Funny story. I had an ex-girlfriend one time that dried her body with this towel. And then I walked in and I made this horrible face and I started laughing. And she's like, "What are you laughing about?" And I was like, "You literally just dried off with my rat towel." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This is the towel I use to clean my rats with." And then she dumped me. So yeah, okay. Anyway, we're going to take the rat. You're going to put it in the towel and you're going to dry it off. You're going to make it nice and dry. And what this does is basically it makes that, I think personally, makes it like a little bit warmer. And not only that, like it makes it soft and fluffy again. See? And that's usually when I can't get a snake to eat frozen, if I dry it off with a towel, it tends to help a lot. So we're going to dry all these and then we're going to go feed the snakes. So here we are. We're going to feed my Florida, I think it's a Florida king snake or Florida Brooks king. I think it's a Florida king snake. His name is Kratos from the God of War games because I love those games. We're going to feed him a hopper. Remember I showed you in the video, this is the hopper. This is not the one I put in my mouth, guys. So just so you know. We're going to feed him a hopper. He eats, now as babies you really want to feed your snake probably once a week. I feed my snakes generally every 2 weeks because I give them bigger meals. And I believe in having a longer snake, not a fatter snake. So that's how I do it. But that's all up to you guys. You can do what works best with you. I'm not trying to breed any of my snakes really. I'm just trying to feed to maintain, not to grow, not to like, breeders will feed their snakes back to back, back to back, back to back. And they'll do power feeding, or they'll do post-breeding feeding, or pre-breeding feeding, something like that. And that's to make their weight get up, their gram weight to get up there, to them develop oviducts and stuff like that. So I'm not doing any of that. I'm just doing as a pet. So, I mean, I personally think every 2 weeks is okay. Sometimes with colubrids, which is what he is, he's a colubrid, you do generally want to feed them a little bit more maybe every 8 to 10 days. And that's simply because they do have a faster metabolism. They metabolize their food faster. They're also quick moving. And yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, Kratos. Come on, Kratos. You know you want me. There you go. Yes. Eat the rat. There you go. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that's Kratos eating. Yeah. That's about all I can say about that. Alright, so now we're going to feed Spike. By the way, this is the one I put in my mouth. It did not taste very good. Yeah. Don't eat these guys. Don't do it. It's gross. But yeah, we're going to feed Spike. Now, who can tell me where Spike gets his name from?
That's crazy because I'm talking to a camera, so you guys can't tell me. Anyway, he gets his name from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was an amazing show. Spike was the rival vampire to Angel. Okay, this is a new snake. On my Facebook before I made YouTube, I had done a video of him about how to take care of him. I'll probably have to do another video now since we're doing this more professionally now. Okay. Anyway, we're going to feed Spike. Spike is a Colombian boa. Here you go, Spike. Now, Spike is a Colombian boa. Now, Colombian boas are what they call constrictors. Now, a lot of people believe that constrictors strangle their food and that their food dies by asphyxiation. That is definitely not true. The way snakes actually, constrictors such as pythons, boas, I think it's just python and boas pretty much. Maybe, I don't think there's any venomous snake. I think most venomous snakes use their venom, and colubrids pretty much just kind of, I've actually seen colubrids eat their food live, so. Anyway, but how constrictors actually kill their food, or how they actually incapacitate their food, is they actually squeeze so tight and match the heartbeat of their victim that it stops the blood flow. So when that happens, the animal starts to go basically to sleep. So it's actually a lot less painful than people think. Actually, he's just kind of going to a dull sense of security. He thinks he's going to sleep, and then then Spike here will sit there and eat him. Now, the reason snakes will attack frozen food like that and constrict is because either A, they're new to eating frozen food, or B, it's instinct. So now, I do have snakes such as Hades and stuff that will not strangle their food as long, simply because he knows he's been eating frozen food his whole entire life. He knows what a frozen food is. Spike here is very new. Spike might be about 6 months old, maybe. So he doesn't really know what frozen food is. Now, boas get about, I believe it is anywhere from 6 to 10 feet. Okay, the females get a little bit fatter, and the males will get a little bit longer. Now, the males will reach sexual maturity around 3 years. The females will reach around 4. In the first 6 months of a boa's life, the boa will constantly shed every 2 to 3 weeks. That is because a boa will grow rapidly in the first 3 or 4 years. I mean, it will go from like this little baby to like what this one looks like. I'll have to show you that in another video. But they grow pretty rapidly. Then when they get bigger, like Hades, I think Hades is around 6.5, they start to slow down tremendously. Maybe growing a couple inches a year, not very much at all. So boas make excellent pets in my opinion. They are a bigger snake. They are a heavier body snake, which in my opinion makes them better pets, and that's simply because I like having something girthy in my hands. That was horrible. That was a horrible joke. Sorry guys. That was, like I said, my bad dad jokes. Awful. Anyway, some of you ladies might know what I mean. Oh God. Okay. Oh man, I lost my train of thought now. Okay, so anyway, like I said, boas make good pets because they're a little bit bigger. They're pretty docile. They're not very inclined to bite you. They're more or less because they don't really fear you because they are bigger. Okay. They also are more of like if they are afraid or if they are frightened, they do a display where they will arch back into like an S and they'll go. But they won't actually strike you. They're not very prone to striking. Now, I have seen some really mean boas, and I really don't want to say a snake is mean. I want to say cantankerous, that they just haven't been handled a lot. I handle my boas all the time. I handle all my snakes all the time. I constantly handle them, I play with them. All right, guys. So this right here is Darla, also from Angel, the series. And this boa is probably about a year and a half. Year and a half. I got her about a year ago, and I think I got her when she was about 6 months. I got her at that size, which was Spike, and I just wanted to show you the size comparison. She sheds probably about every 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, they grow relatively quick, which is good for a pet snake, because this way, when you get a little tiny snake about this big, in about 6 months to a year, they'll be this big, and it's something, like I said, it's girthy, something to hold in your hand, something to play with. You can show your friends, you can all kinds of stuff. If you drop it, you don't have to really worry about hurting them. Don't drop your snake though. Please don't drop your snake. That's not a good idea. But this is a beautiful arabesque boa. Arabesque is, I believe it's what they call genetic mutation. She was bred to look like this through selective breeding. Some breeder, I can't remember who it was, found the best looking boas, bred them back and made arabesque. Yeah, pretty. That's little Darla. Oh, I know. She's still a little shy. Do not bite my fingers. Yeah. I'll put her back. Alright, so Spike is done eating, as you see. See, Spike ate. We have changed Spike's water. He has fresh water. He is actually going back and hiding. We don't want to disturb him. Like I said, you want to leave them alone for about 2 to 3 days. But what I do personally to keep the humidity up and to make sure they shed properly is I give them a good mist, just like this. You spray the cage down. I get asked all the time, why does my snake not shed properly? Why is my snake's only shedding its head? Or why is my snake's body not coming off? Or blah, 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 or this and that. I get asked all these questions. And literally, this is all you got to do. Mist. 2 to 3 times a week, pretty much. Some other snakes need more humidity than that. It is very hot in this room. I think the thermometer over there says 80 is the heat index in here. And then in the cages, I think I have their hot spots are like 96 for some of them. Some of them I think have 100, 110. The colubrids, most of them don't even have heat because it just stays so hot in this room, and you don't want to go past 85 for them. So yeah, mist your cage, and I promise you, your snake will shed properly. Okay, I know I get asked that question a lot. If your snake is not shedding properly, if it's doing what's called a snow shed, which means it is shedding in pieces, then what that means is there's not enough humidity. You can also do what they call monthly baths. You can take your snake, you can take it out, put it in a container with like about 1 inch or 2 inches of water, depending on the size of the snake. Lukewarm, and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, okay? You can even take paper towel down, wet paper towel, put the snake in a bin with wet paper towel that's damp, let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and your snake will shed properly. I promise. It's that simple. Alright, so next we're going to feed Nissa. Now, Nissa's from Batman. Nissa's also from Arrow. I love those names. I have very unique names for my animals. I don't want to name it like, you know, Slither or Sharing or something like that. Whatever. So, anyway, we're going to feed Nissa a large rat. Nissa is a motley het snow boa. Het means basically she carries the gene, which means if I breed her, her babies will... I think if I breed her to a snow, her babies come out snow. And if I breed her to another boa, then her babies come out het. Oh, God. Man, my hair looks awful. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I was going to feed her a large rat. Like I said, she's a motley het snow boa. She's a beautiful girl. My cameraman's going to zoom in on her so you can see her. She is super good with food. Like, she loves food. I don't know where her head is. I got to try to figure that out. Oh, it's back there. Okay, so, ready guys? Here we go. Okay, so like I said, she is a motley het snow boa. She is in the family of Colombian boa. She basically looked like Spike at one point, and then she was bred to look like that. They found her gene. Either someone bred that gene, or someone found that gene in the wild and it was bred. Like genetics and snake morphs and snake mutations are literally comes from like one gene that someone found and thought it looked interesting, and they kept breeding it back out. The motley gene or the darker gene is actually a natural occurring gene, and then the people have just bred it over the years and made it look like that. So we're gonna look real quick while she's eating. Well, we're not really gonna disturb her, but we're gonna look and we're gonna see if there's any feces, any fecal matter, any urates, which are the yellow things that come out when they piss, anything that we need to remove. I don't see anything. I don't want to disturb her too much because she's going to be eating. Like I said, I do trust my snakes. I haven't messed with my snakes in a long time. I know personally I could be in her picking her up and she's still going to eat. But I'm going to take the water bowl out and I'm going to clean it later. Okay. I'll put the lid back on for now. Then we're going to feed Xerxes, is what they call a patternless pine snake. Now, pine snakes are found all in North America, anywhere from Florida, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, I think Texas, stuff like that. Different kinds, where's my tongs? Where am I? Oh, there. Different kinds of pine snakes, or what they call pituphis, because he's a colubrid, but he's in the pituphis family. Include, you have pine snakes, you have gopher snakes, you have bull snakes. I believe that's about it. But they're a beefier body colubrid. It's just hot here, ain't it? They're a beefier body colubrid. And actually, they actually do something really cool. They're actually going in burrows of mice, moles, chipmunks, stuff like that. And they'll actually go into the burrow and they will push the mice, the mole, whatever, up against the wall and suffocate them that way. And that's generally how they find their food. They also will dig their own burrows and then leave them for a few days, then come back after a mouse or a mole has made its home there and then continue to eat them. They're also very communal. They lay communal nests, which means 3 or 4 females will lay their eggs in the same nest and guard over them together. They also return to the same nest each year in the wild. So like if a female had a nest like back in 2019 and 2022, she might return to the same nest. Pretty cool. I think they get about, I want to say it's 4 to 6 feet. And like I said, they get a little bit fat. They're a little bit fatter colubrid. They're one of the bigger colubrids. They're great. They do this amazing display where they put their chest out, they huff, they sound like a rattlesnake, they wiggle their tail. It's pretty awesome. But he's gonna eat this. Here you go, buddy. There he goes. And there he goes. He's gonna start constricting. He's gonna wrap his whole body around it. Look at that. Look at that muscle right there. Look at that. That's insane. That's a picture photograph right there, guys. That's awesome. Anyway, we're gonna put him back. We're gonna leave him alone. We're gonna take his water bowl out, like I said. Oh crap! I turned the light off. We're gonna take his water bowl out, and we're gonna leave him alone. Let him eat. All right, guys. So next, we're gonna feed Dante. Dante is I believe he's a hypo salmon, or I think when I bought him, he was a super salmon boa. He's a little special, as I was saying, so he has to eat 2 smaller rats. These are actually medium rats. He should be eating a large rat, but he eats 2 medium rats. I'll explain why one day when we do a video on him, so stay tuned for that. Let's see, what can I tell you about Dante? Dante comes from Dante's Inferno, that's why I named him. Where's his head? There he is. There you are, buddy. Hi, buddy. Come on, there you go. Dante comes from Dante's Inferno. I like the game, I love the game, love the book, love everything about it, pretty much love the play. So, one thing about Dante is if I give him a bigger rat, he just sits there. He doesn't actually try to eat it. He just constantly tries to look for the head. He can't actually find the head. Now, he won't choke because snakes normally don't suffocate. They normally won't choke because they can actually take their, I'm trying to remember the name, Golitis I think it's called. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's part of the larynx, whatever. And they basically, what happens is they take it and they throw it or push it outside the side of their mouth while they eat. And that's how they're able to breathe and swallow a giant meal. Plus, they have nostrils on top of their face that actually help them breathe too. So they actually won't choke. So you normally won't see a snake that chokes. Just saying. And next, we're gonna go feed. We're gonna feed Rebel. Actually, we're gonna go back and feed Rebel. We attempted to feed her earlier, and that didn't work out too well. So we're gonna try to feed her again. And then after she eats, we're going to feed Hades. Hades is my big Colombian boa. If you guys know, I'm a big boa fan. I talk a lot about my boas. And Dante, like I said, gets 2. Now, generally, you want to make sure that your snake grabs the rat or whatever. But I've been feeding my snakes long enough that I know that if I leave this in here, Dante will find its head and Dante will eat it. That's another thing, too. If your snake's not eating, like if your snake won't grab the food or won't actually go after the food or whatever, won't attack the food, generally it might be because it's stressed out or scared. Maybe it's you know, stressed out that you're in here trying to feed her or whatever. So if you leave it in there overnight and you leave it like in their hideout or next to their hideout or whatever, they will generally most of the time eat the rat. You'll come back in the morning, the rat will be gone. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in here and I'm gonna wait till the morning to check on it, and then I'm going to it's probably gonna be gone most likely, honestly. So I'm just gonna throw it in here next to him and he'll eat it. Alright, so we're about to feed my girl Rebel. Rebel is a beautiful ball python. Ball pythons are egg layers where boas give live birth. They do what's called gestation, boas do, and they gestate for about 150 days where they grow the babies inside of a little sac. Then the babies get pushed out and they have to push their way out of the sac. Ball pythons reach sexual maturity around, I think it's 4 to 5 years. Ball pythons will have anywhere from a 4 clutch egg to anywhere I've seen as high as 13. Most commonly being around the 8 mark. Rebel is a beautiful female. Ball pythons get anywhere from, I don't know if I said that, 4 to 5 feet in captivity. They have found them 6 feet in the wild. Pretty cool. They are constrictors, and as we learned in the video, they actually don't suffocate or asphyxiate their food. You know, they slow the blood pressure and put you to sleep. Simple as that. We're gonna try to feed her. She just shed, guys, so if she doesn't eat, that might be why. But even if she doesn't eat, we'll leave it right in here, and I'll check it tomorrow morning, and I'm sure it will be gone because a lot of snakes, especially ball pythons, are what they call nocturnal, which means they sleep during the day and awake at night. A diurnal, okay, means they sleep at night and they're awake during the day. Like some of you guys are nocturnal and some of you guys are diurnal. I know when I was a lot younger, I was nocturnal. Now I'm more diurnal. I'd rather sleep during the day, take naps. Naps are a wonderful thing, guys. Please remember, when you're younger and you rejected naps, please understand that when you're an adult, you will love naps. Like naps, when someone says, do you want to take a nap? You'll be like, oh my God, yes. And when a girlfriend or a boyfriend says, do you want to take a nap? You'll be like, oh my God, let me get down on one knee. And you'll want to marry them. Like, it's just the best thing in the world. Daytime naps need to be back a thing. I think at work, we need to have about a 12-hour to 6-hour period where we're allowed to nap. Like, you, after a certain amount of time, you can go to sleep for an hour. I think that, just saying. And you for sure get on that. All right, here we go. If I can get the freaking lid off this. All right. All right, are you gonna eat for me? Are you gonna eat for me? Please eat for me. Don't do this again. She always eats. I don't understand why she's not eating, but I did try to take her outside and feed her like I was talking about earlier. I probably stressed her out. Like I was talking about how you might stress your snake out. It could also be where she just shed. She might not be in food mode, even though, I mean, she acted like she was earlier. Either way, we'll try it a few more times. And then I will try to get her to eat. I'm going to put this behind my back and do my secret trick. And then let's see if I can get her to eat. You're going to eat this for me? Nope. Nope. Okay. So what we're going to do is like a... Oh, crap. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to like leave the rat in here overnight or for a few hours. And I'll come back and I'll check on her. And I'll figure out what's going on. And then like I'm pretty sure if she don't eat today, she'll eat in the next few days, honestly. So next we're going to do is we're going to feed Hades. Alright guys, so we're going to feed Hades, my Colombian boa. He is my second snake, but he's my first boa and probably one of my favorite snakes. He's probably about 6 feet. We're going to measure him in the video where we talk about him. We're going to get a tape measure. We're going to actually measure him out right. He eats this giant jumbo, oh crap. He's this giant jumbo sewer rat that I was talking about. These are the kind of rats that New Yorkers' nightmares are made of. He should eat this just fine. He usually eats right away. Let's see if I can get him in this side. Got him. So, I'm going to grab the rat by the middle of the body so I got more stability. I'm going to go in here from this side so, you know, there's no chance of me getting bit. Let's slide this open a little bit more, and then I'm going to try to give him the rat. He should take it, if I can get to him. Come on, buddy. There you go. Oh, there he goes. Outside the cage. There he goes. All right. So now he's doing the thing, like I said, he's doing the asphyxiation. Well, not asphyxiation, but the constriction, where he's actually using his body to constrict and match the heartbeat of the animal, and he's going to kill it. He's a good boy. See guys, I trust my snakes. Like, I trust my snakes. Don't try that at home because that's probably not a good idea. I'm gonna put you back in there, buddy. Get back in there. Go back. Go back. But I do trust my snakes. I've had them a long time, especially him. And yeah. Well, we are about done in this room. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the journey with me feeding my snakes. This is my my blue-tongued skink. His name is Rafiki from Lion King because I love Lion King. Shout out to Sean Lewis, great tattoo artist. Me and my editor, or my cameraman, just lost like 50-some pounds in that hot snake room. It's like a sauna. Man, dude, if you ever want to lose some pounds, hit me up. You can come over, you can play with some snakes, and you can sweat it off. Sweat off them pounds, baby. I think there were some 60s, or, you know, I think, you know when they do the jogger size back in the 60s? I don't know, guys. I'm trying to make a joke. It's not going over well. Anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed my videos. Continue to watch. This is Rafiki. I'm Beautiful Sam. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification button that's like right around his head somewhere. Also, watch my other video that's up there. You might like it. Keep watching. Let me know what you think. I don't do this for me. I do this for you. So please let me know what you think. Leave a comment. My editor will be more than happy to answer every single comment you got. Blow it up. He loves to answer the comments. And yeah, keep watching, guys. Bigger, better things coming.